I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of hints and tips on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to best make use of your time on exam day when you're actually working through your exam paper. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. And so now we're going to complete the last question for this paper C in the grade 2 2014 past paper booklet. So let's have a look at page 13, and we're looking at question 8. And so all of the questions here will be relating to this little piece of music by Grieg. And if we just glance down here, this shows us where the newly revised exam format has changed a little bit. From 2018 onwards, these musical terms and performance symbols will now be presented to you as multiple choice. I'm not sure that makes it any easier because sometimes they throw in a bit of a red herring that puts you off the scent. However, I would go ahead and answer these exactly as it is. These older papers are still an excellent revision resource, and giving these their full definitions is really good revision practice. And so I suggest you have a go at this first of all on your own, and then it doesn't matter if you go wrong, you'll learn by those mistakes and we can check through this together. So let's go ahead and give these their proper definitions. Now remember also that these terms and symbols are accumulative, so it's everything from grade 1 as well as everything from grade 2. So andante, we first came across this in grade 1. So if you remember, that means at a walking pace. That's your tempo direction. Espressivo, it's not too difficult to guess what that means. It means expressively. Or I guess you could say with expression. Of course, that will be multiple choice format, so you'll just have to tick the correct one. Now this could be interpreted in two ways, so we need to see how it's applied. It's either a slur or it's a tie. So they're referring to bar 1 here, so let's glance back and we can see it's an umbrella over lots of different note pitch, and so that means it's a slur, which means smoothly joined together. It's a slur, which means to play smoothly. Legato is another way of saying that. Now here, this is a dynamic symbol to do with volume, and it's visually quite easy to see what's going on here. It's closing down, it's the symbol for the diminuendo, and it's gradually getting quieter. Not all at once, but gradually. Gradually getting quieter. Now PP, so P is piano, PP is pianissimo, the issimo makes it extra, so it's very quiet. Or we would say very softly, very soft. There we go. So let's look at the next section. Again, we're referring to the music at the top of the page. Let's see what we're asked to do here. So we're told that the key of this piece is D minor. Let's look through. We've got a key signature of B flats, which could mean F major, but its related key is D minor. We've also got lots of C sharps, that will be our raised 7th. So we're in D minor. We need to name the degree of the scale of the first note of the melody. So we're counting D as 1. So if we think good boys deserve, there's D as 1, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3. That's the third. degree of the scale. If you weren't sure, what you could do is just sketch out the steps of your scale. Don't worry about key signatures or anything, the music deals with that. And just write out the number of steps of the scale. And we can see that F is the third, so we know that we've not gone astray. You can sometimes get thrown off by forgetting to count D as note 1. So we've already actually answered this question as we're chatting. Which other key has the same key signature as D minor? The related key to D minor is F major. There's no shortcut, but just to learn those, you've just got to make sure you know your keys. So let's have a look. Is it true or is it false that the first note of bar 4 should be played with a slight pressure? Let's look at bar 4 here, and we have this symbol here. This is sometimes called a tenuto marking. It's not an accent, but there is a slight pressure. It's usually a slight pressure, and it also usually means slightly separated, even though it's still full value. So yes, that would be correct. That tenuto mark does mean with a slight pressure, so that's true. Now we need to draw a circle around two notes next to each other that are a third apart. Now this is quite easy to spot if I just quickly sketch a little bit of manuscript paper. Regardless of what clef you're in, a third apart is either from line to line, 1, 2, 3, or from space to space, 1, 2, 3. And so we should find that third quite easily. I suspect there'll be more than one choice. So we can see these are going in step, and here we're going from C to E. Yes, it's C sharp, but nevertheless it's 1, 2, 3. So there's a third. I'm sure there are lots more options. Let's glance ahead. So here, 1, 2, 3. That's a third apart. 1, 2, 3. That's a third apart. Any one of these will do. 1, 2, 3. That's a third apart. 1, 2, 3. That's a third apart. So there's lots to choose from. Any one of those will do. Let's have a look at this next question. How many semiquavers or 16th notes is the last note of the melody worth? So we have here a dotted minim. So I'm just going to sketch that dotted minim there, just to get rid of that. Now, just because I'm short on space, first of all, I'm going to do a crotchet beat, and then I can multiply it by 3 to get 3 crotchet beats worth. So there's a quarter note. So we know that that divides into 2 quavers or 2 eighth notes, and each one of those will divide again into semiquavers. So that's 4 semiquavers to a crotchet. So if I times that by 3 to make my dotted minims worth, dotted half note, 4 times 3 is 12, and so there's the answer, 12. There we go. Now then, this last question, this is the easiest 10 marks that you could ask for. We are literally just copying, so make sure we're copying the right bit. It's asking us to from the start of bar 1 to the end of bar 4. That won't necessarily always be the case, so just check. And then we're even given a little checklist to make sure that we don't miss any details. Marks are given if you are neat and tidy. If you're a bit messy and not terribly accurate, you may well risk losing some marks for no reason whatsoever. And so let's just take our time to fully justify those 10 marks. Now, so that I don't get lost, I'm going to keep my bar lines aligned with theirs. So there's bar 1. Just have to keep skipping that line and jumping to the top. There's the end of bar 2. There's the end of bar 3. There's the end of bar 4. So no doubt we could squish it up and use less of the line, but I'm just going to follow theirs, and then I'll make sure everything's properly aligned, and also I'm not going to get lost or run out of space. So you can copy this in any order you like. It's literally just making sure everything is there. So as they've told us, we need, don't forget the clef, the key signature, the time signature. So that'll do for now. I'll come back to that checklist. Now I'm just going to get all these note heads in place. You can do this in any order you like, but I prefer to get the blobs in place just so everything's nicely spaced without me having to think about too much. Let's leave the thinking as long as we possibly can. Although really, there's not much thinking in this one, it's just copying. So you can do that however you prefer. I'm going to put all the bits and bobs on afterwards though. I'm just going to get these blobs in place. And so I know exactly where I am. Use a ruler by all means, whatever it takes to keep it neat and tidy. Slightly angled down when it's going down. So slightly angling up when the notes go up. So now I'm going to put all the details of the expression and articulation. Oh dear, got a bit carried away there. So these need tenuto marks. That's a slow. Oh dear, what am I doing? I must be getting to the end of the lead. Go a bit gently here. So now I'll put the tempo marking. So we want andante. And then we'll have P espressivo. Sounds like a coffee, doesn't it? And then we want a crescendo, a diminuendo. Use a ruler by all means, and then don't forget PP at the end. Let's see what else. Is there anything else that I've missed? Slurs. I think that's it. So that's the end of that question, and that's the end of that paper. I do hope that's of help to you. I hope it's helping you with your revision and your study. I hope that you're enjoying it. I certainly am. Please, if you can give me a like, that would be really great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. Also, please do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available there to help you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.